Locked on target.
Hi, crew. This is your boy, Captain Chris, and today we are going to go through the August producer live stream. Now, this is just right after Chapter 16 launched for everyone, and I was really hoping that we would get a little bit more of a picture of a few future content, not the full expansion, but what is BioWare going to do in between this period of Knights of the Eternal Throne and the new expansion, Kotet. And I was kind of thinking that this is what was going to be addressed in the producer live stream. No, that didn't quite happen. But I'm going to go through just each of these items and add my own insights and thoughts on them, as well as kind of wrap this up and make my own opinions on this. First of all, the State of the Galaxy was basically, hey, Chapter 16 was released, and it kind of gave the backstory of why we got it a day early. Was because in the Office move, they pushed half of it live on accident due to when they were making their Office move, they had their timers wrong on the server or something like that, and they just decided to push the other half of it live as a present to us. And they didn't really mention what any DVL fixes that are upcoming or anything like that, which is what I really thought would be addressed. Because again, I'm used to something like I'm coming from Guild Wars 2 into this game, and if you know anything about how Guild Wars and ArenaNet run their PR department, it's really cool because they do a thing called Guild Chat, which is kind of like producers live stream, and they fess up to their mistakes. They very much do, and they give timetables, not exact timetables, but they say, we're working on it. Literally, this is our priority. We're going to have this fixed. That's not necessarily the information we got here. Very much, it was just, we kind of messed up a few things with the DVL achievements, and we're working hard to get them done as soon as possible for you guys. And that's cool. That's okay. At least we know they recognize that there's problems here with the hard mode achievement and that type of thing, but we don't really know necessarily a hard mode flashpoint achievement, for instance, or we didn't get any word about the Legends title being unlocked. In case you aren't aware of this, those newer players like myself, with 4.0, there is the meta quest to get through all of the stories individually, and those classes, most classes have had broken achievements for that. So you'll complete Act 3 on a lot of your characters, and it just won't unlock. We still haven't heard anything about that, even though that was supposed to be on the docket for fixing in 4.7, from what I remember. But anyways, that's kind of the state of what's coming or has been heard. They mentioned that they are listening to the feedback with the pack opening experience, and they are trying to they're listening to our feedback and acknowledge it. They are looking to make some changes. While we're on that topic, I want to suggest the team. There's literally no reason not to click reveal all right now. And this is my biggest contention with the pack opening experience. And again, this might even make it into a separate video, but I have more critique than this. But one of the things in Hearthstone is if you hover over the cards that you get in a pack, you'll see the rarity before you actually click on them to reveal what card it is. So when I do my pack openings in Hearthstone, I will quickly mouse over each of the cards, or each of the 5 cards, and figure out, oh my gosh, I got two legendaries. And that builds up anticipation for the crowd. That builds up anticipation for me. And you're never going to get a double legendary pack. But, I did do it once in my entire career Hearthstone. I'd managed to do that. And that was super exciting for me and for everyone that was watching live on stream. And I didn't even know what the cards were yet. And I had people taking guesses, and that type of thing. Is even without the pack being open, it is still an experience that is kind of exciting if you can relay that, and that could be easily done by by texturing like a slight different glow. Like a platinum will have like little like sparks, and a silver will have like a faint silvery glow. Gold will be a goldish glow. Bronze will just be, bronze. If it's Jawa junk, there'll like little junk pieces falling out of it. Things like that would be very much more interesting for players to mouse over. Other than that, I really like the experience where if you get a really rare item, the pack opening slows down and then it does a more complex animation. That was really cool. But other than that, that's kind of where I'm at on that topic. Now, they did address very, very vaguely that they understand that most people are not so happy with the resolutions or the lack thereof in Knights of the are Fallen. They're going to pick up where they left off in Fallen Empire. And the easiest way to look at this is to imagine, instead of looking at like acts 1 through 9 and like 9 through 16 or whatever, imagine that chapters 1 through 16 being an act. Okay, we have just gotten the first act of the drama of the Valkorion, Valen, and Arkan. I think honestly we're going to see Thexan come up a lot more in season 2 of Kotet, if you will, and this is an ongoing storyline, much like Guild Wars 2 has an ongoing living story which introduced characters in its first season that are now we're in living story season 3. We're seeing their stories play out even more. So that's kind of to be expected. Now, PvP rank season 7, we did learn that it's going to end in September. Or no, not September, but the launch of Kotet, which makes me think it's going to actually come quickly, because they didn't announce, as I mentioned, I can't remember because I've taken a few takes of this, if I've said it already, but they did not mention what, like a subscriber reward to stay subscribed through the next few months, or anything like that till the new expansion. And they did announce later on that it's going to be a full announcement coming in October at New York Comic Con. So we won't hear till October, but I honestly think that we'll see Kotet in December. But what motivation do I have as a new player? Obviously, I have a ton of content, but what motivation does the SWTOR community in general have to continue to sub at this point, other than the typical perks? Because we're not getting new content. The Alliance alerts, as far as I know, are available to preferred characters too that have unlocked the content. I don't think Alliance alerts are locked by subscriber. Please, someone correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. But, that type of thing. Now, yeah, you can tell I've gotten way sidetracked. Now, the season rewards, there's going to be the first tier will be the decoration and a title. The second tier is going to be another decoration and I believe the crystal. Yeah, the crystal. And then the top tier will receive a unique mount. Obviously, that's kind of cool. If you haven't done ranked PvP, now you can. That's still a few months out. Again, we know the end of it, but we don't know what time or even if it's worth doing yet, because we won't see the rewards released till September. Now, this is what I found really cool about this, is Eric Musco was like, yeah, so SWTORista and SWTOR Central and Bad Feeling all had awesome content this past month. SWTORista did reach 2,000 subs for the Academy, which is really awesome. That is a really good series for beginners. I'm actually starting to think about doing some guides myself now that I've gotten my feet wet in the game, but honestly, like, I don't think I can do them better than SWTOR. So, yeah, go check out her content, and hopefully I can add a card or something that links to her channel. Now, SWTOR Central, I actually really like, and he does really good videos as far as analysis, and really a great member of the community. He really has a heart for the game, and he is generally a pretty good guy. Just in general, I find his content very funny, and I found he's actually funnier when he's on other people's channels than on his own. Like, he's serious on his own channel most of the time, but when he's on other people's channels is when he's really funny. Like, I won't get into that. Bad Feeling is a very interesting podcast, from what I can remember, and I started to watch it, but I was watching it in front of my daughter. And generally, the podcasts I listen to are family friendly because my daughter's a toddler, and I did not realize that let's just say it is not family friendly. So I kind of shut that off. I'm actually going to listen to the interview talked about here with Ben Irving after I get done recording this, so I'm excited to do that. Well, actually, I'm probably going to watch the rest of Utini Cast, which are awesome guys. If this is done, because if I get done before they stop going live, so but then I'll watch Bad Feelings interview with Ben Irving. Then for Knights of the Eternal Throne, I mentioned earlier, we're going to see in NY or the New York Comic Con. And we're also going to get the new HK chapter, which sadly is not available to me. It looks awesome. I'll probably watch like SWTOR Centrals or Zach Ember's playthrough, but I came to the game like a month ago, so I'm not going to be able to experience this firsthand, but I will be able to watch content creators that I love. So now, with the bonus, I would say SWTOR, but she's preferred right now until they get more group content. So, and they did mention that they talk a lot about group content coming to the game in the Ben Irving podcast or thing, but they can't confirm what's coming to the game overtly, but he said read between the lines. So I'm going to listen to that and see what I can figure out and speculate and conspiracy theorize for you guys. And it's coming September 7th, my birthday. Yes. Oh man, SWTOR. Like that's awesome that you're doing something for me on my birthday that I can't do. So but yeah, and then we get Rusk. Like, no offense, like this is one of the things I'm glad we're getting an Alliance hero back, and I'm glad that like Rusk is getting the Alliance alert, because I don't want him to be in the main story. Honestly, like, he's the most boring companion to me. Like, out of all the companions, at least like Skadge has like personality, or like that type of thing. But like, and I'm not saying Rusk doesn't, but he's, out of all of the companions that I can know of, he is the most blasé. Like, let's just get him out of the way. I mean, I'm waiting for them to introduce like Kira and Nadia and like some of the more interesting companions in Kotet as part of the story, and like, I can't wait for Felix Iresso to come back into the story, because that's who my Sith, or not my Sith, my Chiss Jedi counselor romanced. And so I'm kind of excited to see that play out in Kotet. But one of the things that I had going into this was, are we going to get Alliance alerts in between now and Kotet? The answer is yes. So I think that's how they're going to keep us satiated for the next coming months is, hey, guess what? Here's an Alliance alert. Maybe a new event's going to drop. That's just my speculation, is there's probably going to be some new content for the, not necessarily in September, because I think the HK chapter is going to be the content. And let me tell you, From what I can see, there is a ZO-0M or Zoom companion. She looks hilarious from the 30-second clip they chose for us, and I'm actually jealous because I want her as a companion. I really do, and that's pretty much the whole live stream there. And they did say, hey, look, here's the battler pack and blah blah blah, but I mean that's like in game, you can catch that. So my critique of this is just simply, I would like more things showing off in game. Like, there are things in chapter 16, for instance, and I don't want to spoil things, but there's subtle hints that you could engage and kind of sell your product a little bit better. Like, I'm hearing like Eric could have said something like, I'm hearing good things about the extra abilities we gave the players in chapter 16. There's no spoilers in that other than, wow, we gave the characters extra abilities, but that still gets you kind of excited for more content. Now, other than that, I actually enjoyed it quite a bit, just watching it, and I look forward to maybe doing these more often. And just let me know, was this useful for you guys? Do you guys want me to do these types of videos or no? Thank you for tuning in, and until we meet again, stay on target.